this very model can help to tackle the spread of tuberculosis in the region. Can you enlighten us, give us some idea how you will try to do it?
Yes, sir. The same model can be replicated as it is, or we can intensify it by getting about the mobility of the people. First, in the same model, if we put the data of the particular district where I has been posting, from that data we can try to find the probability of the one person that is spreading the virus, and from that probability we can calculate our next infectious spread in whole of the cluster. And third, about the response on that probability, what kind of initiative and intervention can be taken by the already existing schemes, so that the probability can be cured with the adequate response.
Okay. Also, you have written this thing that you have been a campus ambassador for the menstrual literacy. Okay. This must have been in the college or school.
Yes, sir, it was in the college.
This was in the college. So, since you have the first-hand experience, can you tell us some examples? Like we usually, like in normal society, we usually think that the young age people, mostly the Gen Z people, they are already aware of these things, and over the period there is a continuous reduction about the sense of taboo towards this very thing. So, did your personal experience was on the same line, or did you felt something else while working
So
on this?
my personal experience was on the different line. In our college itself, more than 30% of the girl are shy away were talking about these issues, menstrual issues, and the area which we have been campaigning regarding the issues and menstrual literacy and health awareness campaign. There, women and itself, women are also not very much keen to talk about the issue. They consider it as a taboo and a purity and pollution perspective. So we need to make them aware about the issue, and we demonstrate the ability of such issue to cause more harm than the other to talk about this. So yes, I have experienced this.
Okay. Okay. Now, it is also said that you have been a founder of a poetry club.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah. So, what kind of poetry you are interested in?
So it was basically the club where we used to put the voice of the dissent, the contrary opinion that has been going all around the issue of the country, world, or itself the college and the administration. So we try to put our thoughts in that poetry and try to reach it to the ears of the administration.
Okay, so basically, what was the linguistic thing? Like, were you using Hindi or Urdu or English?
So it was English.
It was English. Okay, fine. Now, Mansi, one thing I have observed when I'm asking questions, like, look, this whole thing is not a test at all of your knowledge. First of all, okay. So whenever I'm asking you any question which is from the knowledge background, like the projects you have done, like your campus ambassador of this menstrual literacy thing, so you are able to articulate the answers very properly. Okay. But when, for example, sir asks you anything a bit more randomized, okay, which is related to your topic, but at the same time something which you have not done personally, okay, then you have this sense of hesitation to answer. Okay, this is quite visible. Now this needs to work upon. What I will suggest is, like, you uh, you what you should do is, first of all, you should start answering such questions where you are unaware in a very standardized manner, that sir, I'm not aware of this. You should not try to put extra effort to come up with the answer. Okay, that is quite visible, that if you're not and this is again happening, that if on one question, every question has to be taken independently. So what is happening in your case, if you're answering one question where you are unaware, you're trying to fill the gap in the next answer, which you know. So it is visible that, okay, last answer I was not able to answer it properly, so I will give extra pointers on this answer. Now this again is not a test of knowledge, so no one cares that what was your last answer, what is your this answer. People who will be listening to this will be actually sitting in front of you, they will not be really interested your answer is right or wrong, because most of the questions they will be asking, it will be much more on the perception. Okay, the idea here is just to analyze that how you are reacting to the questions. So every question has to be taken in an independent manner. The last question you did, whatsoever you did, this question you will answer just on the fact, the matter you are aware of. If you are not aware of, sorry sir, I'm unaware of this. Okay, or I might be need to go through it again. Okay, or I'll go through the literature. Something, some catchy word you come up with and you use that. Okay, they are not looking for factual information. Keep this thing in mind. Okay, they are looking for how you are giving them that factual information. That's it. Okay. So keep this thing in mind, and now Shivasan, it's you. Take over.
Hi Mansi.
Yes,
So Mansi, you have worked on menstrual literacy, right? So is the government doing enough in this area? So what efforts did government make, or what lacunae do you find?
Yes, sir. The government intervention in the menstrual health management has given so many initiatives. First, we do have a menstrual hygiene scheme which government come up specifically for the women of the rural area. And second, government also provided affordable sanitary napkin through the Jan Aushadhi Kendra under Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Yojana. And third, in the Sibla, under the Sibla scheme, government also provide financial and nutritional support to women who has been suffering from such causes. Yes, however, there are some concerns with respect to the intensity of the initiative, because most of the inland pocket of rural India has been refrained from such initiatives. So we need to intensify our effort so that the remaining population, that is 30% of the women who has been not under the scheme, should be come under such a initiative.
Any famous female bureaucrat who has worked upon this issue, whom you are aware about?
Sorry, sir, I'm not particularly aware about the
Okay,
particular bureaucrat.
that's okay. So, as a woman officer, do you think that you can bring something different to administration compared to the male counterparts?
Yes, sir. I would definitely bring something new with respect to the perspective and the different decision making ability, where I have a power to emotionally think about the women issue more. And second, the better understanding of the situation with respect to the empathy and the emotional intelligence. And third would be inclusiveness. My inclusion in the administration will definitely bring inclusiveness in the administration, where every aspects or every individual could be catered betterly. So these three are the things which I would definitely bring into the administration.
Okay. So, suppose you are uh, already selected into the posting and you are allotted some area. So, how would you make your office more comfortable for women citizens?
So, firstly, there would be a adequate help desk support for every individual, whether women, old, children, and male. And second, for women, there should be a female candidate that has been providing access to them with respect to the communication about the schemes or any documentation support. And third, there would be a proper health infrastructure or sanitation infrastructure within the office. So any person, women coming to the facility of the administration, they should be well aware, they should be well served with the sanitation facility like public bathroom, public toilets, and water, and better hygienic facilities also.
Okay. So you were answering regarding the menstrual aspect that some of your friends in your college are not able to speak it out, considering it as a taboo, right? Have you heard of the concept of seed and earth in anthropology, which is
Yes,
famously
it
discussed?
was given by the Leela Dubey ma'am,
Yeah. So,
which has illustrated the seed and earth theory.
so what is it exactly?
So, in that theory, she has mentioned how women has been considered as a part of the nature through the seed. It gives birth or it reproduce, and men considered as a earth, which has been the all-rounder provider and caretaker of all the nourishment which nature has been provided.
Okay. So actually, I think you have to understand it carefully because she said that women are like earth. Okay, so they only have the responsibility to provide all the nutrition to the child, but all the rights are owned by the men itself. Okay, so you have said it either other way. And next thing is that she has said the same thing regarding metal vessel and earthen vessels. So do you know this? She has given a
Yes, I
comparison.
have read about it. Like she compares the pots with the women, like how they has been molded and treated and bathed with respect to it. I'm not particularly aware about it, but I have read it.
Okay, see, actually, that's with respect to virginity. Okay, she compares female to earthen pots, which once broken cannot be put together, and male are compared to metal vessels. Okay, metal pots. So this comparison you should be aware because you were talking regarding the concept of purity and pollution. They might
Yes,
just because Leela Dubey is very famous and a female anthropologist.
yes, sir.
Okay, so and again coming to environment versus uh, the development, and especially in tribal part, cultural conservation and the development. So what's your take on this aspect that how can we preserve the culture of the tribes without compromising the developmental aspect in the modern times?
So for that, we need to include tribal in our development initiative with respect to the conservation, with respect to the growth, and with respect to the infrastructure creation. So for that, from the very ground implementation of the Sabha that has been going in the tribal area with respect to the autonomous district councils and the tribal Gram Sabha also. We need to strengthen them. By strengthening them, we can include these people into the decision making power and the ability to create infrastructure, and by that we can bridge the gap between the implementation of the these conservation product and conservation projects and the infrastructure project also.
Okay, so have you heard of social impact assessment?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what does it mean?
So it is basically a assessment of the emotional damage that has been caused by the infrastructure project. Like they have lost their family, job, houses. So the emotional burden of these grievances has to be taken care through the social impact assessment.
Okay, okay, Mansi. Yeah, sir.
All right, okay, Shivteja?
Sir.
Is it okay?
Yes, sir. I think with respect to the questions on which she has the knowledge, she is
Hmm.
answering pretty well.
Hmm.
But where, like Svetang sir has also mentioned the same, that if some offbeat question has been asked, so she is not being that confident, like you say that confidently saying that I am not aware. So I think maybe if she practices a little bit,
When is
she'll
your
be able to.
interview, Mansi?
So 16 January.
अभी तो काफी वक्त है, there are 3 weeks time. Wherever the gaps have been pointed out,
Mhm.
subjects we are familiar with, but information or knowledge is somewhat sketchy. Just brush it up a little bit. But do remember, the interview is not a question of test of your knowledge or information. They're only going to look at the way you handle questions, and especially the way you handle questions to which the answers are not known to you. So your approach is okay, except that perhaps there should not be so much that you do not know about the subjects which you have mentioned and the hobbies you have mentioned in your like philosophy, in your DAF and all that. Okay? All right. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So sweetheart, been nice meeting you. Let us keep in touch. My mail ID is with Shivteja. My
You
WhatsApp
are
is also
muted,
there.
sir.
I
Svetan, sir.
keep writing some books and articles and all that. I'll share them with you. You also keep in touch. Okay?
Yes.
Sure.
Sir,
all
I have come across some of the Telugu students. Yours is the only book in Telugu for ethics right now people are able to find. And they were searching for your updated version and they have come to me. So,
For future civil servants and also retired civil servants, ethics is always a complicated and difficult subject. You can master everything, but integrity and rectitude. Anyway, chalo, whatever. I'm so happy. Good, and thanks a lot, Shivteja.
Sir,
Mansi, God bless you and all the best.
Thank you, sir.
thank you, sir.